part of a consent positive environment is asking what informs your yes. When you've said yes in the past, why have you said yes? Is the yes being informed by desire, by curiosity? Is the yes informed by politics of fear or shame or guilt or notions of what masculinity should look like? So for you, as you look back and you think back, what kinds of things have informed your yes, and how has that had to change for you?
You know, it's funny when you say what has informed my yes. It's an incredibly awesome question, because I've never thought about my yes before. And so I guess I never thought about it as a choice. I think part of the problem with this idea of masculinity is that boys don't think they have a choice. We're supposed to desire. We're supposed to always want. We're supposed to always engage. If the opportunity is there, you got to take it, or something wrong with you, right? So I don't know if I ever, as a younger person, actively reflected on what informed my yes. Because there were times where, I engaged in sexual encounters because I thought that's what boys were supposed to do. I thought that's what men were supposed to do. And so I didn't necessarily think about it as a choice for me. I felt locked in. It doesn't mean that I didn't have attraction or desire, but I also didn't necessarily think there were alternative options, But I think in the healthiest of environments, and as I get older, I've developed healthier relationships to my own body and to my partners. I think what informs my yes now is, one, the biggest thing obviously is their consent, right? An active yes. I find pleasure and desire and joy in getting a yes, not a passive consent like, well, she ain't say stop, she ain't say no. No, I actually want an active yes, and I find joy in that. I find pleasure in that, and that makes me want to proceed in a different way. But also, just, is this a healthy encounter? I guess the older I get, the more I ask different questions about the encounter. And is this a healthy relationship? Is this a healthy choice for me? And if it is, I proceed, and if not, I don't. But again, I'm not sure that boys are taught early on to consider whether this is a healthy choice or not. We're taught that our compulsory heterosexuality and compulsory hypersexuality mean that you got to want women and you got to want them all as every chance you get. And I think that's an unhealthy thing that we just have to unlearn. I think we need a world where consent is not only normalized, but popularized, where it's not only, mandatory, but it's viewed as an asset to a healthy relationship, where there is not only no doubt that the person is consenting, but that we find pride in consent, right? I mean, to me, I would rather our identities hover around, being proud that people consent, not being proud of just of how much sex we've had as men or how many bodies we've conquered, right, which is sort of the narrative, but to actually think about consent in a healthy way and to go deeper to your point, Esther, which is what informs the consent. Because if what informs the consent is a type of outside social pressure or a sense of obligation or a sense of inadequacy or a sense of fear, then it's really not consent. And so we have to, again, get beyond the kind of literal, almost juridical or legal understandings of consent, which is, well, technically she said yes, right? Or technically he said yes, and move to a world where we understand the nuances of consent and the layers of consent so that we don't have a technical yes, but a spiritual and emotional, cultural, and social no, which is what erodes our spirits, tears down our psyches, and ultimately serves as an act of violence against women and girls especially, but really everybody.